So Team Sonic Racing being out for a few days now, what are my top 5 favorite tracks in the game? Let's discuss right now.
I got hot sauce in my bag, swag.
A quick shout out to Defrin. This is a quick little fan art that they drew for me, and it's basically an edit of like Knuckles from the Sonic Mania Adventure series. And yeah, Metal Duckles looks pretty charming in this picture, I gotta say. It's a really nice, simple edit, but I really like it. So thank you so much for this. I really appreciate it. Anyway, hello there, beautiful human. My name is RidersDX, and welcome to my channel. Where today we're gonna be talking about my top 5 favorite tracks in Team Sonic Racing. And so I hope you've been enjoying Team Sonic Racing week so far. This is the 3rd video of the week, and the next video that's going to come out after this will be, well, I don't know if it's going to be the next video, but the next Team Sonic Racing related video will be the actual game review, so stay tuned for that. If you want early access to the review and want to see it as soon as I finish it, then become a YouTube member or a Patreon supporter, and then you can see it as soon as I finish it, but otherwise you can just wait until next week for me to put it out. So yeah, let's go ahead and just dive into what my favorite tracks are right now. So at number 5, I gotta say my 5th favorite track is Haunted Castle. And so Haunted Castle is something that I knew I was gonna like going into the game. I mean, it just seemed like a really interesting level from the music that I heard and seeing like the images during that video. Yeah, I remember this was one of the music tracks that Sega did release on the YouTube channel. And I was very interested by it because, you know, it was taking some of the assets from Spagonia, but it obviously looked very different because Spagonia isn't usually kind of painted in this like haunted castle vibe. And when you play the track, it really isn't Spagonia. It's almost its own thing, you know. It's taking a few assets from the city here and there, but it's got this whole section inside the actual castle that's basically completely original. And so I really enjoyed this level. It's a little bit spooky, and that's the way I like it. The next track is something that actually took a little bit of time to kind of grow on me, but that is Clockwork Pyramids. So I'll have to admit, when I first played this level, I did not like it at all. And the reason I didn't like it was because I kept getting stuck in those stupid clocks in the track. And so when I got stuck in those clocks, it took a while for me to like get out of them because I don't know, I think there's just some kind of weird thing in terms of collision that once you get hit by those clocks, you're not exactly like out of those clocks. So it's kind of hard for the game to kind of like recuperate and get you there in time. Or maybe you just have to sit there for a long time because that's how they designed it. But yeah, those clocks were not that fun. But as I kept playing the stage, I kind of realized just how unique of a track this was compared to the other tracks. And I love the outside part where you have all those different clocks waving at you. I love the insides, and yeah, this track actually reminds me a lot about Haunted Castle in terms of like the aesthetics, but obviously it's a little bit more different. And yeah, this is just a really great track. I'm really liking the original ideas that Sumo Digital went for in this game. I really wish that like all the tracks were like original, because then we would have gotten some more great ones like this one, but maybe that just wasn't feasible in the time that they had to develop the game. Yeah, this is a really great track. At number 3, we've got Sky Road. So Sky Road was a track that we all kind of assumed was going to be in the game from the very beginning, because if y'all remember that very first trailer that came out for Team Sonic Racing, we saw Sonic and his friends racing on this like Sky Road, and yeah, the track is actually called Sky Road, so it's pretty fitting. But there's just something really exhilarating about traveling throughout the sky, flying through it, and you know, just seeing Spagonia at the bottom and you being like way above it. There's just something really exhilarating and adrenaline pumping about this track that I really enjoy. It's definitely a standout in the game, and plus the music track is really great too. It kind of reminds me of like a mix between Sonic Forces and Sonic Mania's soundtrack, and I'll be honest, I wasn't always a big fan of Sonic Forces soundtrack. I mean, there's a few gems on it here and there, but overall it's not my favorite Sonic soundtrack. But for some reason this track really gets to me. I really like this one, so I guess it's just catchy. At number 2, my second favorite track is Frozen Junkyard. And so a big reason that this is actually my favorite track, to be honest, is because of its music. This music has to be by far one of my favorite Sonic tracks I've ever heard. It kind of just proves to me that Crush 40 and Junsen Yu still got it. You know, the guitar solo in this track is absolutely insane. You know, I could listen to it on repeat for hours, I think. It's just so energizing and really gets you in the mood for like a Sonic racing game. And that's probably my favorite part about the track in terms of the music. music is that it really just pumps you up and gets you in the mindset of what a Sonic racing game is supposed to feel like, and I love that. And plus, Frozen Junkyard itself is a very interesting level. It's a very interesting stage thing to have, like basically this frozen factory. It's definitely not something that Sonic does too often. I mean, I think the only time I can remember it being done is in the Sonic Riders games. I'm not sure if it's been done in any other Sonic games, but at least the way that Sumo Digital made it over here, it's very different from what you would typically see in Sonic games. And yeah, this is just a really awesome track, and I especially love the music. The music really brings this track alive for me. Now at number 1, this is a track that I was not surprised at all when I kind of realized this was my favorite run, but my favorite track in this game is Boo's House. First of all, the remix that was played of Stanopolis in Boo's House is absolutely amazing. It sounds completely like devilicious. I don't know how else to explain it. And of course, Boo's House is just an aesthetically really awesome stage to look at. I especially love King Boom Boom making his appearances throughout the entire track. You know, it's a really great callback to Sonic Adventure 2, which still remains to me today as one of my favorite Sonic games. So it was really just great to kind of get that throwback along with like how the whole soundtrack overall sounds like Sonic Adventure 2 soundtrack. It's just such a great way to make a nice little reference to one of the most iconic bosses in the Sonic series. So yeah, Boo's House is just such a fun track, and it's not too easy, but it's not too difficult to me either. I mean, the stage hazards are in there are for the most part not too difficult to avoid, but I certainly wouldn't call it an easy track either. So it's also just one of those tracks I felt like design wise felt just right. And yeah, Boo's House is my number 1 choice. Okay everyone, that's it for today's video. Let me know in the comment section below what your favorite tracks are. Is it different from mine? Are there any tracks I listed that you actually hate? Let me know. Give me your top 5 list in the comment section below so we can kind of just all celebrate just how amazing the tracks are in this game. Yeah, thank you so much. And like I said before, if you want early access to my Team Sonic Racing review, you can go ahead and become a Patreon member or a YouTube member, and you will get access to it either Saturday or Sunday. I'm gonna aim for Saturday, but don't be surprised if I need to take another day to finish the review because I have a lot to say about this game. So I think it's gonna be pretty lengthy and I'm gonna have a lot to sort through. But yeah, thank you so much. Okay everyone, please give this video a thumbs up if you like it, subscribe to my channel if you like videos like these, want to see more in the future, follow me on Twitter or Twitch, and join my Discord server, the Spongy Garden. And this is Riders, riding out. Shout out to my Patreon supporters, Reese Gaming and Barry the Strawberry. If you would like to become a patron, then please take a look at the link in the description box below and take a look at what perks you could get. Thank you so much.